nationwide biometric registration exercise ends with no incident.
Government secures €31 million loan to support youth empowerment and social protection programs.
And in Sierra Leone, President Ernest Bai Koroma refuses to sign a bill legalizing abortion. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to GBC, and it is this GBC24. You're welcome to News Hour. My name is Soyokwo Kwakutre.
And I am Oferiwa Dakon. In our first report, the nationwide pilot's biometric registration exercise, which began this morning, has ended in all 10 regions of the country without any incident. 2 polling centers in each of the 10 regions were selected for the exercise. The exercise is designed to enable the Electoral Commission to test its upgraded biometric registration kits ahead of the impending limited voters registration to be held from 28th April to the 8th of May this year.
By noon, 22 people had visited the polling station Yamranza in the central region. The exercise was said to be slow at some of the centers. Some eligible voters who checked their details at the center in Asherman said they expected the process to be faster since the EC had upgraded the biometric kit. In the northern region, the exercise started at 9 a.m. at the Yendi Senior High School Registration Center, as at 11:30 a.m. 30 people had taken part in the exercise and many more were in the queue waiting to have their turn. In the western region, the exercise took place at the Kwesimintim Catholic Daycare Center in the 2nd D Takrady Metropolis and the Impoho district. Turnout was low there.
Still on the pilot registration exercise, the exercise at the 2 constituencies of the Greater Accra region, Ashaiman and Ponkatamanso, also recorded low turnout.
Party representatives and some eligible voters at the center attributed the situation to inadequate public awareness and education prior to the exercise.
One of the selected constituencies in the Greater Accra region, the exercise took place at the Lord's Pentecostal Church polling station. According to the electoral officer for the Ashaiman area, Mr. Stephen Reynolds, equipment for the exercise arrived at the center on time, leading to the early start of the exercise at around 9:20 a.m. As at around 1:30 p.m., about 25 eligible voters have come to register. According to some party officials at the center, the process is too long since it takes almost 15 minutes to take details of an electorate. Some eligible voters who registered said they expected the process to be faster since the EC had upgraded their biometric kit. The center also experienced some challenges with some electorates who wanted to take their cards after registration. Some of the party representatives spoke to GBC24.
The only challenge we have is the picking up of the thumb print. That's the only problem. Still, we are having is wasting time, it's not picking quick.
If it's about the announcement or the way it has been captured, I feel there should be more pressure. We should have a lot of people here to do the pilot registration.
At Santo TMA Primary Day School in the Ponkatamanso constituency, the situation was different. Officials of the EC said the exercise started as early as 7:30 a.m. instead of the official time of 9. As at 11 a.m. when the team got to the registration center, materials for the registration had finished, while some people were waiting to go through the process.
Who played with them, they should make sure they brought them enough of material so that the work can go on, especially the registration day.
Well, we'll very soon talk to some of our correspondents in the regions to give us updates on the exercise. But now let's move on. The Accra Polytechnic has turned out a total of 4,171 students who have successfully completed their programs. A message from government during the school's congregation was that challenges with book and research allowance will soon be over, since plans are in place to ensure that funding is available for research activities.
Referred to as the Intercity Tertiary Institution, is the premier polytechnic in Ghana. It was established in 1949 as a technical school and renamed Accra Polytechnic in 1963. Currently, it has a student population of 12,387 with 3 faculties, namely the School of Engineering, School of Applied Science and Arts, and the School of Business and Management Studies, all embodying 15 departments. At the school's 15th congregation, 4,171 students were awarded higher national diploma HND degrees. 42 students obtained first class, 873 had second class upper, 2,762 received second class lower division, while 385 students had a pass. The chairman of the Governing Council of Accra Polytechnic, Mr. E.T. Mensah, said the school is working hard to maintain its position as a very competitive institution of higher learning.
Our goal is not only to contribute to the expansion of higher education in the country and our sub-region, but to provide high quality, affordable, and practical relevant training to our clients.
The rector of Accra Polytechnic, Professor Sylvester Achio, spoke about progress being made by the school.
We have embarked on the restructuring, refurbishment of our various existing laboratories, students' hostels, workshops, and upgrading our internet facilities. The Polytechnic can boast of a vibrant research and innovation center, even though limited with space currently.
A representative of the Minister for Education, Dr. Newman, disclosed that challenges with book and research allowance would soon be over, since plans are in place to ensure that funding is available for research activities.
Well, back to the nationwide pilot biometric registration exercise, and we have on the line now our Ashanti regional correspondent, Thomas Insoeje. Good evening, Thomas.
Good evening.
Okay, Thomas, now give us highlights of what happened in the Ashanti region.
Okay, thank you very much. The exercise ended around 4 p.m. At the 2 centers in the Ashanti region, that is Asokore-Mampo in the Swansea constituency and Achiasi in the District Government constituency. In fact, the report we had was that it was a successful exercise conducted by the EC, because Asokore-Mampo registered 49 at the close of the day. They were targeting 50 people to come for the exercise. So when they had the 49, to them it was a successful exercise. Then Achiasi also recorded 53 at the end of the day. And what makes the whole thing interesting was that at Asokore-Mampo, by the close of 4 p.m., almost everybody had his turn of going through the process, and that there was nobody pending. And that based on that, and then based on the reports from those who were handling the exercise, there wasn't any problem with the kits, and therefore to them it was a successful exercise. Then the Achiasi to where 53 were registered at the close of the time, it's also an indication that they registered over and above the 50 people maximum that they were expecting, and that there wasn't any major problem with the kits. And what they could report from the Director of Elections as well as the Deputy Director of the Elections in the Ashanti region, that is Lawrence Sapon, there wasn't any major problem with the kits, and therefore that was the main objective. That is the target. Now that they did not experience any major problem with the kids, then their aims and objectives of conducting the exercise have been achieved. But when I posed this question, that by the close of 4 p.m., if there have been more people waiting, what would have been the results? But Mr. Peter told me that because they were targeting 50, if people were around at the time of the closing, definitely would have convinced them that this was the target we were looking for. And now that we've had it, it's a matter of probably talking to them. And because they didn't have that experience, to them it was successful, and they were expecting that April 28th, a major limited registration exercise, they are going to succeed. And subsequently, in the November polls, they hope that there wouldn't be any major serious problem or challenge, because the equipment, so far, those they tested has proved positive that they could stand the test of time.
Okay, Thomas, so that means that target expected was achieved, right?
That is it, because they were expecting 50 maximum at the 2 stations. That was set, the target set by the EC across the country. And lo and behold, as I said earlier on, Asokoro had 49. And at close of 4 p.m., there wasn't anybody waiting within the queue. And that because there wasn't anybody waiting, they saw it as a success, because they didn't record major or minor. They were within target, because if your target set was 50 and you had 49 at the close of the day, and then if you had target of 50 and you record 53 at the end of the day, it means you're within range. And what was most interesting was that the kits that they wanted to check whether they are up to date, whether they are not so old, whether they are not obsolete, they recorded a successful check of the candidates. And what probably is very paramount for people to note was that time that was used per person at the process, between 10 and 15 minutes. That's one I think they have to work on that, because if I have a program that will record over 100, over 200, and you have to
okay.
minutes for a candidate, then definitely there will be a problem on that.
All right, Thomas, finally, did we have some of the representatives of the various political parties at the various registration centers? Well, it seems like we've lost Thomas. We'll get back to another correspondent to give us what's transpired or happened at the respective registration center. Well, moving on, the government has secured a loan of 31 million euros from the European Union to support youth empowerment and social protection programs in the country. Out of this figure, a sum of 7 million euros have been allocated to retooling and upgrading of vocational training centers in the country. The Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, announced this during his maiden tour of the Yamfo Vocational Training Center in the Tano North district of the Bunahafo region.
The visit by Employment and Labour Relations Minister, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, was aimed at affording the ministry the opportunity to ascertain the state of the institute. The minister toured the various divisions of the training institute, including the departments of catering, electricals, masonry, and carpentry. Also, the team inspected some uncompleted projects on the school's compound and interacted with some student trainees. The minister and the MP for the area, Frida Prempe, donated building materials and cash to develop the school.
I have accordingly through regulations that I've laid in Parliament that for every other year, 10% of the Youth Employment Agency resources or funds will be allocated to trades and vocation, and institutions such as Yampo Vocational Training Institute.
The headmaster of the institute, Mr. Efa Atakura, expressed gratitude to the minister and the MP for Tano North, Frida Prempe, for their gesture and appeal for more support to retool the workshops. He said this will go a long way to enable the institute to provide quality training to the students. The institute faces a number of challenges, including lack of accommodation for students and tutors and means of transportation.
Going back to our lines to talk about the pilot's biometric registration, we have our Northern Regional correspondent Haruna Dawouni on the line. Hello, Haruna. Hello, Haruna. Hello, Haruna. It seems our lines are very bad. Moving on to other stories, experts say the formative stage of every child is crucial to the development of the child in the future. That is why emphasis should be put on the training of teachers who handle children at the crèche and nursery levels. And in Accra, 137 teachers selected from all the regions have just completed a rigorous 8-week course to help shape the destinies of Ghana's future leaders at the National Nursery Teachers Training Center.
Nurturing a child takes patience and attention. Thus, the vocation of nursing a child can only be assigned to skilled individuals. The 137 graduating participants of NNTTC, of which 3 were men, were from all the 10 regions of the country. The ceremony was packed with poems, cultural dances, choreographies, and traditional games. In her report, the course prefect, Belinda Sakifiu, thanked the center and its staff for the impact it has made in their lives.
We can safely place on record that we have not just passed through this institution, but rather NNTTC has passed through us, shaped our thinking process, and transformed us into better people than we were before we came here.
Mrs. Mimi Ellis, a former participant at the center, stated that the job of bringing up a child is crucial and it is a shared responsibility.
But the African proverb that it takes a village to educate a child is still true. We must strive not to lose that personal touch. Long gone are the days when good children were expected to be seen and not heard. Children of today will be heard, whether we like it or not, and they are very sophisticated in their language and actions too. Listening to the children gives adults the opportunity to applaud, encourage, correct, and teach them, and also learn from them.
The ceremony became an emotional moment as former participants recollected their experiences with the outgoing officer in charge of the National Nursing Teachers Training Center, Mrs. Evelyn Kwoti-Papafew. Mrs. Kwoti-Papafew handed over to Mr. Frank William Kurang. The program ended with an exhibition of some of the works of the nursery children at the school.
Going back to our earlier interview, we have Edward Dawouni, who is our Northern Regional correspondent, on the line. Hello, Edward.
Yes.
Can you give us an update on the biometric registration?
Yes. At the end, the biometric voter registration started at 9 a.m. at the Yendi Secondary School Registration Center in the Yendi constituency of Northern Region, and ended at 1:06 p.m. At 1:06 p.m., 50 people are registered, and the registration ended. There were 50 biometric voter registration from 1A allocated to the Yendi constituency, and all the forms were used. When the forms got finished, there were no people at the queue to be registered. The exercise went on smoothly because the biometric voter registration kit was very effective. There were NDC and MPP party agents at the registration center. They expressed satisfaction about the exercise. The entire exercise went on peacefully.
Okay.
Some of the people were not happy because the ballot voter ID cards were not issued to them after they had registered. According to the Electoral Commission, because the exercise was on ballot basis, ballot registration, there was no need for them to issue voter ID cards to them because they will not be able to use them to vote in the November 7, 2015 election. They appealed to the Electoral Commission to carry out publicity during the April 2016 voter registration exercise.
Okay.
The Indian Municipal Electoral Officer, Mr. Enes Opoku, and Deputy Regional Electoral Officer, Mr. Benjamin Banu Bio, to provide the election. Edward Dawuni, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Edward Dawuni. We've been speaking to Edward Dawuni, who is our Northern Region correspondent, and he says the exercise was successful. In other stories, the Ministry of Health will work hand in hand with the Center for Plant Medicine Research to deal with challenges facing the center. This is intended to help the research center to produce more herbal medicines to meet growing demand. The Sector Minister, Mr. Alex Segbefia, disclosed this at Mampong Ekwapim in the Eastern Region, where he taught the center.
The Center for Plant Medicine Research was established in 1975 to carry out scientific research into plant medicine and to undertake the development of herbal medicines. The center's functions include the establishment of herbal gardens. It has 6 research departments and has since its establishment made significant contribution to the herbal medicine industry in Ghana. The center has been partnering with herbalists for the promotion of safe and proper use of herbal products. It does so by carrying out analysis on herbal products. The center prescribes and dispenses some of the herbal products at its clinic. The executive director of the center, Dr. Augustine Oklu, said the minister's visit was timely. The Minister for Health, Mr. Alexander Segbefia, indicated that the ministry would help the center to overcome its challenges.
We've told them to prioritize their challenges so that we can begin to help. We can't do everything at the same time. But once we prioritize, we know what areas we can begin to change to help them to build all the sectors. We will definitely assist. They need a lot of equipment. It's important to know that they also have a clinical side. People come in here, do clinical diagnosis, and then after that they are given herbal treatments.
The Center for Plant Medicine Research is currently governed by a new act, the Specialist Training and Plant Medicine Research Act 2011, which empowers the center to promote scientific research, knowledge, and development in the field of plant medicine.
2 prison officers and 85 inmates from the Nsawam medium security prisons have graduated from a 10-week peace education program organized by the Prem Rawat Foundation and Asomdwensem Association. The program is to help inmates discover their own inner resources, which will help them in the immediate and near future.
Peace is a fundamental human right, and as such, it is incumbent upon every individual in the society to ensure peace and security in every corner they find themselves. It is upon this that the Prem Rawat Foundation, in collaboration with the Asomdwensem Association, organized a 10-week multimedia workshop on peace for some inmates of the Nsawam medium security prisons. The program started at James Camp Prison in Accra. This edition at the Nsawam Prison is the second. The Assistant Director of Prisons, Edmond Odonko, said the aim is to help participants discover their own inner resources, such as strength, choice, and hope, to help them in their day-to-day activities.
Your first point of call is to demonstrate by what you have acquired, so that through you a lot more image would be reformed.
Some inmates expressed how they felt about the program.
It is not easy being in these 4 walls and finding peace, but this program has really helped me to find peace for myself and then to extend it to people around me.
With this kind of feeling that we have, which is the inner strength that we talk about, we are of better people today.
Peace education program has been able to make my sentence, I don't see it anymore. I look forward to every new day.
A volunteer of the program, Mr. Humphrey Atieku, advised the inmates to use the opportunity given them as a stepping stone and aspire to greater heights. The peace program is currently happening at Isaum, Sekendi Takrade, and Kumasi Central prisons.
A clarion call has gone for society to reorient and empower the youth to actively play their role in driving Africa towards sustainable development. According to speakers at this year's 2016 Africa Scouts Day held in Accra, most young persons in Africa today lack the mental capabilities to match their counterparts internationally despite the numerous available opportunities. It was on the theme, Empowering Scouts for the Development of Africa.
Scouting was introduced to the world in 1907 by the late Baden-Powell with a handful of boys in the United Kingdom. The core values of Scouting include love for God and country, service to humanity and love for self. The idea appealed more to adolescent boys and eventually developed into what is called the Scout movement, which now include girls. The movement is visible in about 200 countries across the world. Members are trained physically, mentally and spiritually to enable the individual to play a constructive role in society. Ghanaian dignitaries such as Ministers for Youth and Sports and the Interior, as well as former President J.J. Rawlings, attested to this fact, which they say has molded them. Speaker after speaker called for more investment in the youth and the revival of the spirit of volunteerism, something that is now virtually missing in today's society.
We need to empower our youth to take over today. We need to guide them, we need to show them, and we need to share all the wisdom that we can have.
The youth of the world today are at a crossroads. We've been indoctrinated and oriented by alien practices, behaviors, and characters. We're losing touch with our own social values and our traditional and cultural practices.
Reaffirming his Scouts membership, the Minister for the Interior, Prosper Bani, said the path to transformation requires activated participation of all.
Our young people possess an enormous bank of brain power, social and economic energy, just bursting at the seams to make meaningful impact on our societies. It is only when we help them channel all that creative energy towards self-actualization, nation and community building that we stand a healthy chance of averting the risk of demagogues luring these impressionable young minds towards destroying self and community through acts of terrorism and crime.
Touching on several issues of national interest, former President Scout J.J. Rawlings urged society to intensify its efforts towards youth empowerment and development.
If we cannot provide the energy, the human being, with the means to bring the best out of himself, then let's not corrupt the climate that nature in itself, in its wisdom, has, in utilizing such an energy.
For a 65-year active role of ensuring the survival of the movement in Ghana and the African continent, the late Chief Commissioner Isaac Newton Addy was posthumously honored with this mast on the compound of the Baden-Powell Hall. Tanzania is the next to host the 2017 Africa Scout Day.
As the watching News Hour, you're back with business.
Thanks for staying on. It's now time for the business segment. 10 finalists of the Total Startup of the Year Challenge have presented their projects before a 10-member jury in Accra. The managing director of Total Ghana, Oliver Van Paris said the initiative aims at unearthing talents and supporting budding entrepreneurs to grow their ideas into giant companies in Africa.
A global integrated energy producer and provider is a leading international oil and gas company. Ranked the world's second solar energy operator, Total can boast of over 100,000 employees who are committed to better energy that is faster, cleaner, more efficient, and accessible to as many people as possible. With over 50 years in the Ghanaian oil marketing industry, Total Ghana is one of the main drivers on the market, providing first-class expertise and lubricants with optimum performance. As part of its corporate social responsibility, the company has rolled out a program aimed at unlocking talent in 34 countries. The program is dubbed Startupper of the Year by Total, and in Ghana, the first top 10 finalists presented their projects to a 10-member jury in Accra.
There's a lot of pollution, there's a lot of spill of oil, and so we need to protect the future of some of these breeds.
Our technology is also superior because industrially can use it to remove contaminants and also other heavy metals like copper.
These fruit and vegetable juices are rich in phytochemicals, antioxidants, vitamins, and other nutritional values that the body needs for proper growth.
The managing director of Total Ghana, Oliver Van Paris, said the challenge seeks to unearth young entrepreneurs across Ghana.
There is a lot of potential in terms of entrepreneurship in Ghana, and I'm proud that we are associated to all these projects, and my hope is that a maximum of them can grow and can go far, because it will create a number of employment in Ghana.
The news team caught up with some finalists who disclosed their reasons for participation.
I felt there was a need in society that needed to be addressed, and I believe I have that the solution to that problem.
We've gone through some training, and we've been exposed to some entrepreneurial principles that would help us grow our ideas into businesses that can create opportunities for the youth.
What I want to achieve is to be able to communicate my business idea to people globally, because this is a global firm, and I know that this article will go further.
The awards ceremony will be held in April, and winners would receive financial support worth 100,000 cedis, as well as customized support and coaching from Total Petroleum Ghana.
Royal Unibrew has rebranded 3 of its products onto the Ghanaian market. Power Malt, Vitamalt and Fax currently have 90% of the total market share, and about 15,000 registered stakeholders known as a global brand. The company says the quality of the product is enriched and ready to compete with other products, as the rebranding in Accra produces of the product promised to offer customers strong and recognized brands, as well as better distribution through their new communication strategy.
Royal Unibrew is one of the leading beverage producers on the international malt beverage markets. Apart from malt, the company also produces beer and soft drinks, among others. Royal Unibrew has been in Ghana for the past 10 years and is now better placed to increase its market share. This will come through investing new facilities in other regions, and which will culminate in engaging 35 more hands. With the volume index developments from 100 to 288 between 2012 and 2015, and in 2015, the company posted revenue of 6,032 million and sold 9.1 million hectoliters of beer, malt and soft drinks. Power Malt gives instant energy, Vitamalt has a creamy taste, and Fax is exclusively for beer lovers. The former director of Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, Mr. Kwame Navanex, said as a global brand, he believes the products have passed all the standard requirements. He urged the company to put up a plant in Ghana. In an interview with GBC24, The international marketing manager for Royal Unibrew, Mr. Kenneth Hansen, said the rebranding of the product forms part of the company's strategy to make Vitamalt the preferred choice by almost every Ghanaian.
We have not changed recipe or the look and feel of Power Malt. We are changing our communication and how we are approaching the consumer in the market. So I would say that we are actually more playing on the terms of the consumer and the malt drinker. So we are going to places where they go. We are on the media platforms where they are. You will see us doing much more street activities in Ghana, and you will see us sponsor a lot of sports events, etc.
The country director for Royal Unibrew in West Africa, Mr. Olubunmi Enoch Jolade, says the Ghanaian market seems to have been flooded with malt beverages, but Vitamalt has what it takes to stay on top of the market.
We have a plan, to produce the product locally. And when we say the plan is not for Ghana. We produce it in Ghana. It is for West Africa. We'll move it from Ghana across the West Africa region. So we have the plan. That's the way we want to reposition the brand in the next 5 years.
Royal Unibrew says consumers of Vitamalt, Power Malt and Fax should continue enjoying the products because they do not only give satisfaction but nutritional values as well.
In insurance news, we shed some light on mortgage insurance. This kind of insurance protects a mortgage lender in the event that the borrower dies or loses the property through a storm, earthquake or fire. In mortgage insurance, the life of the borrower and said property for which the mortgage loan was acquired are both insured. Premiums are usually paid in a lump sum.
Market in Ghana can be best described as an emerging one with less than 20% of the population showing interest in the sector. No mortgage deal can be struck without an insurance cover because it is financially involving. In general, mortgage brokers offer loans ranging from $10,000 to $100,000 with high lending rates. Mortgage insurance therefore gives them the guarantee that funds can be recovered in case the borrower dies or the property for which he got the loan is destroyed. Experts in the insurance industry say this kind of insurance is beneficial to both the mortgage company and the borrower.
First of all, I'll say you are getting peace of mind. Take a scenario. You've taken a mortgage facility. You pass away. You don't have an insurance. The mortgage house would take back the property. What happens to those you've left behind, your loved ones? You thought you have bought some nice shelter for them, but when you pass away, you find them walking in the streets now. Okay, so that peace of mind for your loved ones in case you pass away is there. Then for yourself, in fact, the entire family. If your property is not insured and something happens, all right, you have lost the property that you spent so much to buy.
In this type of insurance, the life of the borrower and the property for which the loan was acquired are insured with premiums paid at a go. Premiums are determined by the age, amount of money and the duration of repayment. The older the borrower, the higher the premiums.
What you pay is dependent on two things: your age and then how long you are taking the facility for. Okay, maybe let me say three. The amount of the mortgage loan, your age, and then how long you are taking the facility for. The younger you are, the less likely your premium will be high. And then the older you are, the more likely you pay a higher premium. One other thing perhaps linked to this is that the more medically fit you are as well, the more likely you pay a lower premium. And if health-wise there are some question marks, there will be some loadings on your premium.
A recent recent study conducted by the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, GREDA, revealed that Ghana needs 500,000 houses annually to close the huge housing that exists in the country. Mortgage insurance has proven to be one way of bridging this gap.
The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, MASLOC, has disbursed an amount of 38,000 Ghana cedis to 3 women groups, numbering 75 at Winneba in the Central Region. The day coincided with the celebration of this year's International Women's Day. The disbursement is to empower women in Winneba to start and expand their own businesses.
Giving out loans for either setting up a business or for expansion is one of the major roles the Microfinance and Small Loan Center MASLOC plays. The women groups numbering 75 from Winneba benefited from the disbursement of soft loans to help empower them to grow their businesses. The chief executive of MASLOC, Mrs. Sedina Tamakluatiunu, said the 38,000 cedis giving out are to be paid on time so that others can also benefit from the same coffers, since the monies are not for free. She also pledged the center's commitment to support women from other regions. MASLOC has also indicated some changes in its way of operations to educate beneficiaries on how to use or manage their monies.
For business.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of my journey. Tonight, I will take you on a journey into the world of social media marketing and how it affects our lives. Social media is currently taking over all aspects of human life, being it for networking, entertainment or business. Online social media and networks have a growing role in marketing, which has important implications for how consumers, channels and companies perform. Currently, social media has become a platform for marketing products and services for easy selling and buying. But the question is, how do people use social media? Has it helped in marketing products positively, or has it affected the traditional ways companies and individuals market their products? When you think of social media, the usual suspects come to mind: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and WhatsApp. But the landscape is changing, and if your company depends on social media to bolster your bottom line with a bit of free advertisements, you fully understand how important this landscape is. Quite a number of business owners advertise their products online for people to buy. The advent of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Amazon, and Google have made it possible for people to advertise their goods and services. What business owners need to do is take pictures of their products, upload, add phone numbers and location of their shop for prospective buyers to locate them and buy. Some too deliver the products to their customers in their homes. To some, social media marketing is very convenient for them because it reduces the burden and cost of advertising and also makes it easier for those without shops to do businesses from their homes. It also makes it convenient for others to select what they want online, pay for them and get it delivered to them. While others feel technology is bringing marketing to their doorstep, others who do not have or get access to advertise their products on social media see it as a big threat to their businesses. To find out how those who have little or no knowledge of social media yet sell on the streets, I hit the streets of Accra to sample views on how this new way of buying and selling is having an effect on both the seller and the buyer. Eric Kinkum is a hawker who sells calendar in traffic at East Legon. He told me the ordeal he goes through to sell his calendars. He said currently, people do not buy the calendars and maps like before because all his potential buyers say they can access the maps online and on social media.
Be about say, and your money at the end of the day, we Okomoa, Ubenyabi, Oko Internet, Ubenyabi, Facebook, Yachum map, Accra map, or Ghana map, or Africa map, or World map. It's affecting media, me, Obi about say, when I'm near the idea. Still in traffic sampling views, another hawker, Yao Kisi, explains why he still sells on the streets.
effective say we get African guy and talk we hear about what I say my customer be my internet my be Facebook and me ko home makoto
effective no ada na wonso won try say obi upgrade ho na wonso wako internet ne so na one market won pabo ne ade ade wo ho
ni nyina iskasem because ya kokuma se na ko fa pabo no say boys ne say le da ne boy den nti ama pabo na so kosoro nti ama yentimi fa bebre na watumi aye ashedwa ofa ko na watumi aye sare no.
To some, social media is a limitation to business, whereas others feel it is a good place to do business. Eric Wright is a marketer and explains why he prefers to buy online and the advantages he derives from using social media applications.
Recently, I bought a watch product online and it was delivered to me all the way from Amazon.
Social media marketing has taken the world by storm. Its ability to help marketers show what they have on offer is a frontier which has opened countless possibilities for people who hitherto have not had access to such markets. Derek Amuzu is a butcher and he shares his experience in using social media to market his meat.
It's not everybody who have the access to go to the market or the ShopRite or some of the shops to buy. You can be in your house with the social media. You just online, you go to online, you buy it, and the motor riders are around, or maybe those who come and deliver the goods door to door to you, they are around. So they will buy it. They will purchase it online. If they purchase it online, then they will come and do the payment. Then they will get it online.
For some time now, people find it very easy and convenient using social media, regardless of the increasing internet bills. While some are using the internet for a good cause, others are misusing it. Some spend the whole day chatting with friends online, be it on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, and others. But others spend good time marketing their products and putting pictures of them on the right website where people will readily and easily see them. Phoebe Addy is a shop attendant and she says their shop is on social media, so she monitors online most often to check who wants or has placed an order for shoes.
Anytime we advertise our things both online and we do give our customers our numbers, we give the numbers out. So anytime that there is new arrival, they know. Because we put them at times on the net, at times through phone calls. So they will always come. So it's helping the work to improve very well.
Nevertheless, there are masters of this social media and they go to great lengths to roll out perfect marketing strategies on social media to promote their products. And they do it well and they do it frequently. Social media marketing is generally what people are thinking. Not everyone is abreast with this new way of marketing. As a journalist, I could not sit back but to take you on a journey through what is trending and how it is affecting our lives and the society we live in. Whether it makes a positive or negative impact, the answer lies on the individual marketer. So we come your way again next week with another edition of My Journey. The news continues with Oforiwa Adako and Soyoko. My name is Nanijan. Goodbye for now.
Only on GBC24.
Welcome back. On the international front, Sierra Leone's president Ernest Bai Koroma has again refused to sign a bill legalizing abortion, saying it should be put to a referendum. It was unanimously passed by MPs in December, but Mr. Koroma refused to sign it after protests by religious leaders. After consultations, MPs returned the bill to him last month unaltered. The law would allow women to terminate a pregnancy in any circumstances up to 12 weeks and in cases of incest, rape and fetal impairment up to 24 weeks. Abortion is currently illegal in Sierra Leone under any circumstances. Human rights groups including Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International and 5 Sierra Leonean organizations wrote to President Koroma in February urging him to give the bill his assent. Unsafe abortions often resulting from restrictive laws and poor access to sexual and reproductive health services, information and education is one of the main factors contributing to maternal deaths in Sierra Leone, their letter said. The World Health Organization estimates that Sierra Leone has the world's highest maternal mortality ratio at 1,360 deaths per 100,000 live births last year. The UN Security Council has passed its first ever resolution to tackle an escalating problem of sexual abuse by peacekeepers assigned to protect civilians in conflict-ridden countries. The UN has been under pressure for months over allegations of child rape and other abuses by its troops, especially those based in Central African Republic and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It says there are 99 allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation by UN peacekeeping personnel in 2015, with an additional 25 allegations so far this year. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon called the resolution a significant step in the collective efforts to combat the terrible damage caused to victims of sexual exploitation and abuse. He pledged to ensure protection and support for those who have been abused. The decree was approved by a vote of 1-4-0, with Egypt abstaining after a last-minute amendment it proposed. Moving on, according to reports in the U.S. media, a North Korean submarine is missing and presumed sunk. The vessel was operating off the North Korean coast for several days when it disappeared. The accident comes at a time of heightened tension in the region as South Korea and the U.S. continue their largest ever military exercise. North Korea has issued another threat of war over the drill. It said it was prepared to launch a preemptive strike in response to any sign that an invasion was being prepared. According to the U.S. Naval Institute's journal, officials said the U.S. Navy was tracking the submarine when it suddenly disappeared. That's all in the international news. We'll be right back.
The Ghana Premier League enters match day 4 this weekend. Here are the fixtures. The World Dreams FC versus Wa All Stars, Boasi New Edubiase versus Inter Allies. In Accra, Hartlepool lock horns with Bechem United. In Brecum Chelsea will meet Kotoko, and Doma Nkodriana versus Wafa. And Liberty takes on Techiman City in Dance.
Welcome back. On the lighter side of news this evening, known in showbiz as Double, the duo made up of Parkwesi and Nanayao have been together as a group for 6 years. The two have released a new song titled Christy, which is enjoying airplay towards the Kweu Easter celebration. Double were guests on the showbiz segment on GBC24. Here are the excerpts.
How has the music industry here in Ghana received you guys?
It has been awesome. We learn to tolerate each other. You understand? And then we believe that friendship, as we're friends, he has a sister, I have a sister.
Okay.
You don't need to date my sister. I don't need to date your sister.
Okay.
Because when I date your sister and we begin to have problems,
it will definitely
it will affect us. You understand? And then we make sure that we share.
Okay.
Everything.
Pepe.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
And then we pray to God to give us strength, knowledge, because they say it's power, and then wisdom to be able to do good stuff. A live version of our song Otayahono.
Okay.
And after the song, the guy who played the basses, that's King Shabo. Shout out to King Shabo.
Okay.
He was like, why don't we do something indigenous but contemporary?
Okay.
You understand? Kind of like go back into time. Okay, don't go and pick Adolfo's song. Don't go and pick A.B. Crenter's song. But create something that would sound way back. You understand?
Okay.
But we can still party.
Oh, Christy, on that Christy notes, we end the news. But can you take the first headline?
In our headlines for today, a nationwide pilot biometric registration exercise conducted by the Electoral Commission today has ended in all the 10 regions of the country. The exercise was for the EC to test its upgraded biometric registration kits in readiness for the impending limited voters registration exercise to be held from 28th April to the 8th of May this year.
government has secured a €31 million loan from the European Union to support youth empowerment and social protection programs in the country. Out of this figure, a sum of €7 million has been allocated to retooling and upgrading of vocational training centers in the country.
And in Sierra Leone, President Ernest Bai Koroma has refused to sign a bill that seeks to legalize abortion, saying it should be put to a referendum. Human rights groups and organizations wrote to President Koroma in February, urging him to give the bill his assent. Abortion is currently illegal in Sierra Leone, and the law, when passed, would allow women to terminate a pregnancy in any circumstance up to 12 weeks and in cases of incest, rape and fetal impairment.
Well, that's it for the news for now. Many thanks for your company. We'll be back with This Week at 10:30. Good evening.
Good evening.